we talked about the differences between Cloud ERP, Fusion ERP, and Oracle eBusiness Suite. Okay, so like when we talk about the skills required to learn Cloud ERP, what are the skills required to learn Fusion ERP? Cloud ERP is like what is the difference between the Fusion ERP and Oracle eBusiness Suite? So like this is the in reports, interface, and conversions. In reports, we have BI Publisher, SQL, PLSQL. In XML Publisher, in eBusiness Suite, we have XML Publisher, RDF reports, all these things. Interfaces and conversions, we have file-based data loaders and ADF desktop integration, and BI reports, and all these things are there. And eBusiness Suite, we have SQL, PLSQL, web services, ROSO, REST services. I was on this one, docs.oh. I had done this thing.
Yes.
Deployment options I want to study. So Oracle deployment options is what? It is like we have a public cloud and we have a private cloud. Public cloud is what? We have A company, B company, C company, and D company. So like this is the private cloud is like when you are deploying your cloud application in different data centers. Suppose A company, B company, C company, and D company is there. And A company cannot see B company's data, B company cannot see C company's data, and C company cannot see D company data. And private cloud is what? I'm saying the opposite, sorry. Each others can see each other's data, and private cloud is what? When A company, B company, C company is there, all these private cloud, A company, B company, A company cannot see B company's data. So like just like a WhatsApp information, I cannot see your WhatsApp information, and you cannot see my WhatsApp information. Okay.
So both the same, right? Yeah.
Sorry?
No, in public cloud, everyone can access each other.
Public cloud, like it is deployment options. That means how are you going to deploy the Oracle application? How are you going to deploy?
Okay.
So A company is the like you're going to deploy this way. Private cloud is what? When you're going to deploy the other way, like WhatsApp information. I cannot see your WhatsApp information. You cannot see my WhatsApp information.
Okay.
So this is the way all these things are all these things are done while we are sharing the data.
Okay.
So this is the technology changes. EBS versus Fusion. So when we talk about EBS and what about when we talk about Fusion. So in EBS, we have Oracle App Servers. In Fusion, we have Oracle WebLogic. GUI, we have forms and JSP pages. And in Fusion application, we have Oracle ADF Java Server pages. Workflows, we have PLSQL, and we have BPE, that is Business Process Enterprise Limited. And we have XML Publisher, we have Fusion application, we have BI Publisher. In reports, then what kind of reports that we generate? In analysis, we have Discoverer, and Fusion applications, we have OTBI. Okay, Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence. So this is the way we gather information. This is the way we gather information, and this is the way we like you can say how can you gather that how generate reports analysis. This is the different technology changes that we have in EBS versus Fusion.
Okay.
So functional changes. What is the functional changes we have? Let's suppose in EBS we have responsibilities. If you have worked in EBS, we have a word called responsibilities. In Fusion application, we have roles.
Okay.
In EBS, we have AME and workflow. In Fusion application, we have BPM and BPEL. In EBS, we have conversions. In Fusion application, we have FBDI. Data migration means what? Migrating one data from legacy system to Oracle application-based tables. So in Fusion applications, we have file-based data loaders. In objects, we have setup and configuration. EBS, we have application. In Fusion application, we have functional setup manager. Okay.
Okay.
Application and EBS versus Fusion. Applications, we have financials, HRMS projects. In Fusions, we have applications, financials, HCM, and PPM. In EBS, we have database, Oracle database. Oracle Fusion, we have Oracle. We have database, Oracle, and ESYS base. EBS, we have system administrator. Fusion, we have Oracle Identity Manager. So this is the way we EBS, we have system administrator. Fusion, we have Oracle Identity Manager. So this is the way we generate the application changes that we have EBS versus Fusion.
Okay.
New interest to developers from Oracle e-business suite. Can we develop a new user interface Oracle ERP cloud? Yes, we can develop. We can, but using JCS SX or any other product, but not with Oracle Cloud ERP. Yes, using past solution, we can design custom user interface pages and integrate with Fusion. So can we develop a new report in Cloud ERP? Absolutely, yes. Can we develop a new PLSQL package? No, there's no scope as you don't have database access directly in SaaS, but provides an option to access data using web services. So in PLSQL, we cannot, we develop a new PLSQL package. We cannot, we don't have database access in directly in SaaS, but provides an option to access data through web services. We can access data through web services in Oracle e-business suite. We cannot in Fusion. We cannot. We provide access to data using web services, but we do so with the help of we cannot do with the help of a PLSQL package because there is no such PLSQL in Oracle e-business suite.
Okay.
We have SQL. All Fusion application is based on SQL. So like in-house application, we have the third-party application of the company. We have in-house application and we have the third-party application of the company. Any third-party application of the company is there, and any third-party application here. We have the in-house application, and we have the in-house application. We have the third-party application of a company, and we can use inbound integration means we can load data loading techniques that we can load the data from one source to another source, and we are supposed to load bulk data.
Yeah.
So this is we have the spreadsheet data loaders, payroll batch loaders, HCM data loaders. All these are data loading tools which are available in Oracle Fusion application. And that is used to load the data from one Fusion application or legacy system to another. Okay. Now we have the Fusion application outbound integration. Outbound integration is what? That is any third-party application of the company. That is ADP, banks, benefit vendors. Like how you outsource your data from one application to another. That means suppose you're outsourcing your payroll, the payroll of the company.
Okay.
You're outsourcing the payroll of the company to another third-party vendor. That means you can say, I will not run the payroll from my own company. I will run the payroll, the third-party application. The third-party person will run my payroll. I will not take the you can say the pressure of handling the payroll of the employees. So I will outsource everything to the third-party vendors. So that is called outbound integration. Okay. Now coming to Fusion project implementation. 70% of our work goes into now inbound and outbound integration. That is, inbound integration includes one-time data conversion, ongoing data sync process. Outbound integration includes sending data to maintain in-house application files for our company's third-party vendors and payroll vendors like ADP. In US, we have benefit vendors like 8 now. So like outbound integration is what? That is sending files from a company, third-party vendors, and payroll vendors like ADP. And US, we have benefit vendors like 8na. In US, what we have benefit vendors like 8na is there, where we used to outbound the integration. Outbound integration is like outsourcing the data from two different companies. That means I just gave an example of why we are outsourcing the data, how we are outsourcing the payroll of the company. So how we outsource the payroll of the company? We are outsourcing the payroll of the company by benefit providers like vendors like 8na. So this is in US, this is the example. We have the benefit vendors like 8na is there.
No, I think here it is like that. Okay, we are just for my understanding. Okay, we'll process the payroll from HCM. For example, HCM will calculate everything. For payment, we should send the details to a bank, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I'm outsourcing the profile. I'm outsourcing the benefit vendors from one. From my payroll of the company will be run by. I am going to outsource the payroll of the company to another company. Okay, so they will handle my payroll.
Okay.
Nobody else will handle. They will handle my payroll. I will not handle.
Okay.
Okay. That means
Okay.
if you're running the payroll of the company, I will not run the payroll of the company. Somebody else will run the payroll of the company, and they will bill the employees.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Okay. So this is the way outbound integration includes files for the company's third-party vendors, payroll vendors like ADP. In US, we have benefit vendors like Aetna.
Okay.
So now we have data migration, integration, and inbound integration. Our Oracle ERP Cloud Service provides the following methods of inbound integration of data: application development framework, desktop integration, REST API, SOAP web services, file-based data import, moderate or heavy data load, file-based data HCL, HCM data loaders. Then we have file-based data loaders, moderate to heavy data loads, file-based data loaders, HCM data loaders. And we have the onward integration extraction from Oracle ERP Cloud Service to third-party or legacy on-premise system can be formed either by manual OTBI report. Automated method is BI report with Oracle ERP integration system.
Okay.
Inbound integration provides the following methods for inbound integration of data. File-based data loaders, we have moderate or heavy data load. File-based data, we have HCM data loaders. Outbound integration, data integration from Oracle ERP Cloud Service to third-party or legacy system can be performed by manual OTB or BI report, automated report based. We have for data extraction. Data extraction is what? You have to extract the data. If you have to extract the data, okay, you have to extract the data. If you have to extract the data, you will use and you have to generate a report.
Okay.
We have to do it manually or we can do it automatically. So manually, we have the OTB and BIP report for data extraction, and for automated method, we have BI report with Oracle ERP integration system.
Okay.
Okay. And then we have inbound integration provides the following methods of inbound integration. Application desktop development framework. We have SOAP-based web services. We have REST API, file-based data loaders, file-based data loaders, HCM data loaders, and moderate we have moderate and heavy data load. And for file-based data loaders, we have HCM data loaders. That is HDL.
Okay.
So I will teach you what is HCM data loaders and FBDL. I will teach you.
Okay.
In the later sessions.
Okay.
So environment, when we talk about cloud, in SaaS, same server, multiple clouds. In SaaS, we have no DBAs, no technical role, no only functional role. Cloud, same server, multiple clouds. When we talk about individual server dedicated to clients, we have PaaS as a service. We have no DBA involved. We have a technical role and functional role is there.
Okay.
And technical and functional role both are there. On-premise, when we go to on-premise is when we're talking about EBS, we have a DBA person, we have a technical role, and we have a functional role. On-premise means when we are working when we're working on EBS. You have worked on EBS, right?
Yeah.
So when we work on EBS, you will realize that we don't have we have a DBA person. Sorry, we have a DBA person involved.
Okay.
We have a technical role. We have a functional role.
Okay.
And in cloud, we have no DBA involved. That means if you're using the instance, we don't have to go for any DBA person involved. When we are using the instance directly, the person will install the system. Instance will be installed, and there is no third-party person involved in that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, why Fusion? So, what is on-premise, and when we go to cloud? On-premise is what? On-premise when we buy license, we buy a server, we hire the DBA. DBA will install, hire network admin, maintenance charges, upgradation charges, project start. We have to buy license, we have to buy the server, we have to hire the DBA. In cloud, we don't have to subscribe to application, we have no server, we have no DBA, we have no install, it's already installed, no admin, maintenance charges, no upgrade charges, no project will automatically start. So this is the way cloud goes on.
Okay.
Okay, this is the way the cloud goes on.
Okay. So everything is done by Oracle. We can say Oracle will provide everything.
Everything will be, there is no server, no DBA involved. That means in EBS, what we say on-premise, when we go to on-premise, we have to hire the DBA person and we have to install everything. We have to do the patching, everything, cloning, patching, everything we have to do.
Okay.
And we have to do cloning, patching, everything. But in on-premise, when we go to cloud, there is nothing involved.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Now we have done the theoretical part of the Oracle Fusion application. Okay. So we have done the theoretical part, that is what is application, what is Fusion application, its architecture, the difference between EBS technology changes, EBS and Fusion, what is the application changes, that we have done till now.
Okay.
Now up, right up, like till from today onwards, we are going to start about HCM implementation functional setup manager. So what is functional setup manager? It is a tool to set up different Fusion applications, and it is called functional setup manager, FSM. It is
Okay.
also a guided platform to configure different applications. It is common across various applications such as financials, HCM, and SCM. So the functional setup manager is a what? It's a tool to set up different Fusion applications. Okay. And
Okay.
functional setup manager, it's a major tool to set up the different functional setup, different functional setup manager. It's also a guided platform to convert different applications. It's a common across various applications such as financial, HCM, and human capital management. What is functional setup manager? Key benefits of using functional setup manager: self-service administration, complete transparency, comfortable and extensible features. Self-service administration, that means when you use a functional setup manager, we have a complete transparency, complete and comfortable and extensible features, reusable templates for rapid start and consistency across the organization's comprehensive reporting. So that is the functional setup manager we have. That is called functional setup. Key benefits of FSM. FSM is law when we have a key, complete transparency, comfortable and extensive features. We have reusable templates for rapid start and consistency across organizations. So Oracle application super user could perform all tasks in your Fusion application implementation project. However, it is a good practice to allocate implementation tasks to one or more implementation users. So when we're talking about implementation responsibilities, we have two types of things. We have a job role and we have a position role. Implementation responsibilities, we have creation of, when we talk about the implementation project, these are the implementation projects we have, and creation of users, and we have the different implementation, what we call it, roles. We have different roles and different, you can say, different implementation projects are there, and we have different roles for that implementation project. So roles means what? Application. So these are very important when you talk about Fusion application. So these are certain roles which will automatically come and which will automatically be there when you are working on the Fusion apps. So whenever you start anything, this is very important. IT security manager, application implementation manager, application implementation consultant, and product data steward. So you have to mug up these things. What is this thing? IT security manager, application implementation manager, application implementation consultant, product data steward. So you have to learn these things. What is this all about? Okay.
Okay.
Implementation project. What is implementation project? So implementation project is a list of setup of tasks that are required for implementation of specific offerings and related options. Implementation project are also foundation for identifying the setup data, which is important in which order. So implementation project is what? It's a list of tasks that is required for implementation of specific offerings and related options.
Okay.
This is what list of frequent setup tasks required to enable business functionality. Task list is like, there's a task list, and a task list in that project, we have the different task list. Scope, we have set the context of task list and setup data to import and export. That means scope, what is the scope of the project and what is this to import and export the data. Okay. So we have application implementation manager, application implementation consultant. These are all roles. Okay. Job roles. HCM application administrator and functional users. What is users? Are just job role responsible for managing the overall implementation of Oracle Fusion application. Application implementation is just the super user job role functional setup manager with access to all setup functionality. Users with job role have access to all HCM setup tasks, and functional users subject matter experts from the line of business. Functional users are what? Subject matter experts from the line of business. And application implementation manager, users with this job role are responsible for managing the overall implementation of Oracle Fusion application. So this is the application implementation manager. Application implementation consultant. There is a super user job role functional setup manager with access to all setup functionality. That means if there is a super user job role functional setup manager with access to all setup functionality, there's we have the just remember all these are whatever it is done in blue. These are all job roles
Okay.
And you have to configure these things: application implementation manager, application implementation consultant, product data steward is not written there, IT security manager. All these things you have to configure it when you're working on the application.
Okay.
So what is data role and security profile and manage geographies? So these are two different topics. When you work on the Fusion application, I will show it to you what is data role and security profile, how do you manage geographies.
Okay.
Manage enterprise and legal entity.
Okay.
Enterprise and legal entity is manage enterprise HCM information, reference data set and business. So what is the manage reference set and data set? We have to determine that enterprise and legal entity.
Yeah.
So enterprise and legal entity is what? When we have to talk about legal address, legal and legislative data group, legal entity, manage legal entity and HCM information. Reference data set, we have managed reference data sets, manage business units, and business assignments. Locations and organizations, we have to define the locations, divisions, discipline, reporting, establishment, manage organization trees. Compensation, we have managed salary basis, salary grade rates, salary grade ladders. Jobs and positions, we have managed jobs and positions, manage jobs, manage positions, manage position trees. So all these things we are going to learn one by one.
Okay. Okay.
So enterprise structures agenda. What is the enterprise structure agenda? That means enterprise structure. What is enterprise structure? Enterprise structure contains your enterprise, that is the highest level of enterprise, highest level of the business unit. Then we have the division. Then we have the business unit. Then we have the legal entity. Then we have the department. Then we have reference data sharing, enterprise structure configurator. So one by one, we are going to learn what is this enterprise, what is division, what is business unit, what is legal entity, what is department. Okay, now coming to business access segregative. And when we talk about enterprise, so first was for enterprise. So first we are going to discuss what is enterprise. Enterprise is what? Business access segregated to functions. We have A, taken care by business units, enterprise. So when we talk about enterprise, and we have the business access taken care by the business units, A, B, C, D, E. So all these are business operations taking place. That is the highest level of business access. Then we have the legal access taken by a legal entity. You have the USA company, France company, UK company. So these things taken care by the legal entity. All these things are taken care by the legal entity. And
Okay.
legal access taken by care by the legal entity. And functional access is what? Functional access is what? That is the sales team, manufacturing team, R&D team. These are the functional business operations taken by the functional team, functional setup.
Okay, fine.
Then we have the enterprise, LDG. Enterprise, the highest level of structure. LDG is what? LDG is the legislative data group.
Okay. That means. Okay. That means what? Legislative data group means?
Legislative data group is what? It is the country specific legislative data group. And it is country specific. That means every country has a legislative data group. So when you operate in country specific, okay, when you operate in country specific, in a country, okay?
Okay.
When you are operating in a country is called every country has a legislative data group. So if we are talking about India, then it is India has India LDG, Japan has Japan LDG, China has China LDG.
Okay.
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 So this is the way we LDG. I'll tell you later on. Payroll statutory unit is what? It is a part of a legal entity which deals with financial transactions. Legal employer is what? Legal employer is also a legal entity which employs people, which employs people. Tax regulatory unit, like it is what? A tax regulatory unit is also a legal entity which is dealing with that is also a legal entity which is dealing with tax reporting structure of the organization. Okay, Infusion Corp. Then we have the Infusion Corp. Infusion Corp is what? That is the highest level of enterprise structure. Infusion Corp, that is the I'll just give an example. This is the just an example. Infusion Corp is the first this thing. Second, we have India LDG. Third, we have India PSU. Second, we have India LDG. India PSU means payroll statutory unit. Payroll statutory unit has two things: India Insurance and India Banking. And we have India Insurance. We have Kerala and Karnataka. And India banking, we have TRU, we have UP TRU and West Bengal TRU, that is tax reporting unit of UP and West Bengal tax reporting unit. Okay.
Okay.
So like this is the way. And India Fusion, in Fusion India Insurance, we have Kerala TRU and Karnataka TRU. In Fusion India Banking, we have UP TRU and West Bengal TRU. So this is the way we have divided the organization structure. So India Insurance, we have Kerala TRU and Karnataka TRU, tax reporting unit. And India Banking, we have UP tax reporting unit and West Bengal tax reporting unit.
Okay.
So Infusion is the company name. Don't say it's a Fusion application. Infusion Corp is the company name. It is the enterprise. Highest level is enterprise. Then we have India LDG, that is the legislative data group. So it can be India, USA, Canada, Australia. It can be any. LDG is country specific. Okay. India PSU is what? Payroll statutory unit. Infusion India Insurance and India Banking. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the way we do it. Okay. Now coming to difference between Fusion, e-business suite, and PeopleSoft. We have the enterprise, that is the highest level in Fusion. Then we have the e-business ultimate legal entity. Then in PeopleSoft, we have company, divisions, business unit, department, legal entity, legislative data group, payroll statutory unit, tax reporting unit. So what we have? Business unit, operating unit. In Fusion, we have business unit. The same business unit will be called an operating unit in e-business suite. In PeopleSoft, it's called business unit. Okay.
Okay.
And in legal entity, in Fusion, we have legal entity. In e-business suite, that is also called a legal entity. In PeopleSoft, we have company. In Fusion, we have LDG. In e-business suite, we have business group. In PeopleSoft, we have regulatory session. In Fusion, we have payroll statutory unit. In e-business suite, we have tax group. And in PeopleSoft, we have company paymaster. In Fusion, we have tax reporting unit. In e-business suite, we have government reporting entity. And now in another field is reference data set. Reference data set is used in Fusion. And in PeopleSoft, we have called set ID. It is called set ID. So this is the 4 things that we have set enabled. We have rates, jobs, locations, and departments. Okay.
Okay.
So now we have enterprise structure configurator. Enterprise structure configurator is an interview-based tool that guides you to the configuration of the enterprise structure. And it is like a part of the setup to define the organization, job, position, structure of the enterprise. So what is enterprise structure configurator? Enterprise establish enterprise structure. So when we talk about the enterprise structure configurator, it is an interview-based tool. What is enterprise structure? It is an interview-based tool that guides you to the configuration of your enterprise structure. That means it is an interview-based tool that guides you to the interview-based tool means like there's a step-by-step process of defining the enterprise structure configurator. That means organization's job, position, structure, and we have the interview-based tool, and we have the structure which is very defined in a proper manner. Okay. So that is called enterprise structure configurator. Step-by-step structure is there. First, you have to define the job, then position, then location. So all these things are there. That is, we call it interview-based tool. Then we call enterprise structure configurator. What is established enterprise structure? We have divisions, we have legal entities, we have business units, we have reference data sets, we have business unit assignment, assigned reference set to schools. So all these things are there. What is enterprise structure configurator? We have established enterprise structure, we have divisions, we have legal entities, divisions, business units, reference data sets, business unit set assignment, assigned reference set locations. What we have enterprise structure configurator? Then first we define the divisions. Then enterprise structure is the highest level. Then we have defined the divisions, legal entities, business units, reference data sets, business unit set information, assigned reference data set. Then what is define enterprise structure? So enterprise structure is the customer's organization structure. Access the enterprise structure. Task, use enterprise structure as part of the setup to define the organization structure, job and position structure. Use enterprise configurator. We can create all organization structures at one time. Create multiple organizations to test multiple scenarios. Organization hierarchy tree is created. So when we talk about the enterprise structure configurator, we talk about the enterprise structure configurator, and we talk about the organization structures at one time. Create multiple configurations to test multiple scenarios. Organization hierarchy is created. So this is the way we set up. This is an example I'm giving. First, we talk about established enterprise structure. We have Tata. Then we have managed division, we have Tata Motors and TCS. Managed legal entity, we have taxation country. Then we have create a business unit. Then we create a business unit, manage business unit, manage reference data sets. We manage view assignment. Then we have managed location reference data set. So this is the way we define different organization setup, divisions, legal entity, business unit, reference data set, view set, location reference set. So this is the way we do it. Okay. Now, next step is defines actions and action reasons. What are actions? Actions track changes to human capital records. For example, changes to employment and assignment records. When you create or update these records, the action identifies the cause of the creation or change. You can optionally associate reasons with actions. For example, a generic action of termination could have reasons such as voluntary retirement or involuntary layoff. Action track changes to human capital management. That is, when you create or update these records, the action identifies the cause of creation or change. Action means like whenever you define anything, suppose any setup, any change, any actions, that is, suppose a termination, unemployment, a hiring part. Hiring part. Whenever you're talking about the hiring part, the employment action, a hiring part, then suppose transferred, then promotion, all these things. So when we talk about these things, we talk about the, we could have any reasons. So that this action could have just cause voluntary retirement or involuntary layoff. So just when you create or update these records, the action identifies the cause of the creation or change. So when you talk about these things, you can optionally, you can also talk about voluntary retirement, involuntary layoff. So all these are called actions, and it is associated with any action reasons. Okay. So that is called action and action reasons. So yeah, when any changes you make to the application, when you create a record or update a record, that happens in SQL, any creation or updation, this action identifies the cause of creation or changes. So define legal entity. It is very important. It is an interview question it asks everywhere. What is legal entity? What is the difference between a legal entity and a legal employer? Legal entity is what? It's a recognized party with rights and responsibilities given off by the legislation. Legal entity have the right to own property, the right to train, the responsibility to repay debt, and responsibility to account themselves to regulations, taxation authorities, and owners according to the rules specified in the relevant legislation. Legal entity is what? When you own right to own property, repay debt. When you set up the legal entities, you can identify them as legal employers and payroll statutory units. When you talk about legal entities can also be legal employers, and legal entities can also be payroll statutory units. Okay, so difference is then, what is the difference between legal entity and legal employer? Legal entity is a taxation where taxes are paid. Okay. Legal employer is what? Legal employer when you employ people. Okay. A tax reporting unit is created automatically when you add a legal entity and identify it as a payroll site. Depending on how your organization is structured, you may have only one legal entity that is also a payroll statutory unit and a legal employer, or you may have multiple legal entities, payroll statutory unit, or legal employers. So legal legislative data group are means of partitioning payroll and relevant data. What is a legislative data group? A legislative data group is a means of partitioning the payroll-related data. At least one LDG is required for each country where the enterprise operates. Each LDG is associated with one or more payroll statutory units. LDG is what? It's country specific, and for each country, it's written dates for each country where the enterprise operates. Associated legal entity with LDG. And why we need LDG? Because we can't hire employees and we can't run payroll of the company. So we need LDG. Okay. That is why we need LDG. Workforce lifecycle. So when we talk about enterprise HCM information, what is workforce lifecycle? We have the employment model, employment terms, workday information, worker number generation, person number generation, assignment number generation, person number changes. What is 3-tier employment model and what is 2-tier employment model? 3-tier involves the work relationship and the assignment, and 2-tier employment model involves a work relation and 2 assignments. Sorry, I'm saying the opposite. 3-tier has 2 assignments, and 2-tier has 1 assignment. Work relationship. Now, what is work relationship? I'll tell you what is work relationship. Work relationship is the relationship between the employer and the employee. And work relationship is legal employer, worker data, hire data, worker type, employee contingent worker, non-workers. And what are the worker type? It is employee, contingent workers, or non-workers. Non-workers, okay. Employment terms are what? Business units, contract details, job, position, grade, department, work hours, payroll details. Employment terms are what? Employment terms are what? It is like a contract details. It can be job, position, grade, department, work hours, payroll details. An assignment is what? Assignment contains assignment number, assignment status, business unit, business department, person type, job, position, grade, manager, salary details. So all these things are called assignment details. And work relationship is called legal employer, worker type, hire data, employee contingent worker, non-workers. So all these things can create a workers a non-work that is called work relationship. Okay, work relationship is a relationship between a person and the legal employer. Okay, between the person and the legal employer. All work relationship must at least contain 1 assignment. Primary. So what is called primary work relationship? What is called? There can be one. There can be 1 work relationship. There can be 2 work relationship. A work relationship is what? A primary work relationship, a worker and non-worker must have 1 work relationship. That means 1 assignment on which 1 assignment the person is working. Assignment, you understand now? What is assignment?
Yeah, assignment, well, we know. Anyway, it is like EBS, like job, department, like that.
Terminate the primary work relationship. That means you terminate the work relationship, not workers or non-workers. Terminate the primary work. You terminate the work relationship, not workers or non-workers. That means when you terminate the primary work relationship, you are not terminating the work relationship. When you terminate if you're terminating the employee, you're not terminating the employee. You have to terminate the work relationship first. Not the workers and non-workers. You have to terminate the work relationship. Okay. Now I have given some examples to understand the work relationship and this thing. Then we have Orchero rates. Orchero rates is what? It's the name of the employee, and work relation. Orchero rates have a work relationship, employee, contingent worker, non-workers. Okay. And employee has a work relationship with Infusion US is the main US main what we call it. Infusion US is the main head. Okay. It's the main company name. Okay. And it has a work relationship. That employee has a work relationship with Infusion US. Now Orchero rates is also if he holds a contingent worker profile. Contingent worker, you understand?
Yeah, contingent worker is not an employee, like a contract worker.
Contract workers, not on the payroll of the company. So work relationship Infusion is a contractual worker, contingent worker, and he holds an assignment, a second assignment. Then work relationship Infusion US also has a non-worker. He holds a third assignment. So Orchero rates can. So this is the way Orchero rates can work.
So he's an employee, non-worker, and a contingent worker.
No, he cannot be 3 things at the same time. If he is if he is employed as an employee, he holds 1 assignment. If he holds as a contingent worker, he holds the second assignment. If he holds a non-worker, he's holding a different assignment. So this is an example of how a person can be treated as in a work relationship, as an employee, as a contingent worker, as a non-worker. Okay. Now, what is global person model? Global person model, like suppose you are working for an organization, okay, and you have an employee number. All workers, non-workers, contacts have a single person record in the enterprise, which is identified in the person number. All workers, non-workers, and contacts have a single person record which is identified in the person number. All the workers, non-workers, contacts have a single person record in which is identified as the person number. Any worker, non-worker, or contacts means relationship with the person, with the employee, and any relation with the employee. All of them have a single person record in the enterprise. So you cannot create person record in isolation because person record requires one of the following: a current and past future relationship with the legal employer. So what is this? You cannot create person record in isolation because person record requires one of the following: a current, past, future relationship with the legal employer.
Okay. So they should have been assigned one assignment, right?
I cannot create person record in isolation. A person record cannot create in isolation because person record requires one of the following. One person has to be there: a current, a future, past relationship with the legal employer. That means a person. That means with the legal employer, we cannot create person record in isolation because person record requires one of the following: a current and future, past relationship with the legal employer, and you cannot create anything in isolation.
Yes.
That means it has. Suppose I have a record in the organization. I have an employee number. So that is having a current and past future relationship with the legal employer. That means if I am supposed to be terminated and suppose I'm going to be rehired, so that I still have the employee record in the organization.
Okay.
I still have the employee record.
Yeah.
Okay. The person records holds information that is personal, such as name, date of birth. By contrast, work relationship hold employee relationships as job, payroll, and working hours. So all these things holds information that is personal, as name, date of birth, and contrast work relationship hold employment relationships such as job, payroll, and working hours.
Okay.